Hi, I'm Bree Johnson, and we're going to do a deceptively simple shoulder stretch and opener. This is really one of my favorites. It's super accessible for almost everybody, and we can all get a lot of good benefits from it. Now, it's deceptively simple because the actual movement will look like this. So all I'm doing is looking like I have my hand on the wall, but it's what I'm doing inside of this work, inside of this shape, that makes all the difference. So let's start. So let's place one hand at about shoulder height. Now, some of us, if we go a little bit too high, that's going to be too much. So you might actually feel like you need to have your hand a little lower than shoulder height. So it's helpful to play around with a couple different angles and find one that works best for you. Once you find that right angle, you're going to place the hand and gently start to push the wall away from you. And then while you're pushing the wall away from you, you want to externally rotate your upper arm. Externally rotating your upper arm will look like, you can look at your elbow pit, right where you bend your elbow, and you can have that elbow pit roll up toward the ceiling and try to roll it around to the wall behind you. So that's going to put this external rotation into the upper arm bone, while your hand stays exactly where it is. So the hand's not going to move either. Fingertips point up to the ceiling, externally rotate. Now, just by doing these two things, externally rotating your upper arm while pushing the wall away from you, is probably already going to give you some really good sensation. But you can refine this a little bit more even, where for some of us, we might have that hypermobile elbow. So I'm showing a hypermobile elbow here. So it's helpful to keep that light little bend into the elbow. Another thing that you want to think about that might help is thinking about your shoulder blade. So the shoulder blade here on this arm that I'm stretching, I want to feel like it's actually moving away from my spine. I'll show that from the back. That might be helpful. So instead of pulling my shoulder blade, so here I'm pulling it in toward my spine, shoulder blade going into the spine, I'm going to externally rotate, push my hand into the wall, and widen the shoulder blade. Can you see how that? So instead of squeezing the shoulder blade, I'm widening it. And then when you're widening the shoulder blade away from your spine, you actually might have to do a little bit of a rotation forward with your upper body. So it's this really interesting refined movement where from the surface, it just looks like you're holding the wall up. But internally, when you're thinking about what my bones are doing, the upper arm bones rotating, I'm pushing that wall away from me, and I'm adding that protraction, that widening of my scapula, my shoulder blade, to get this really amazing stretch. One more layer that you can do to it is simply turn around and look in the opposite direction, and then that will provide a little bit more awakening into your neck, if that doesn't feel like it's too much. I recommend breathing for 30 seconds to a minute, even if you can do that. Exhale, release, feel the difference between one side and the other, and then switch it up. Go to the other side. So you can do this anytime, at home, at work, anywhere you got a wall. Enjoy it. Do it often, and your shoulders and hands and wrists and neck will all thank you.